This love don't carry heavy words, no battles fought, no sharp-edged swords. It floats like bubbles in the breeze, like honey stirred in herbal teas. It doesn't scream, it doesn't vow, it lives in now, not where or how. Like light that leaks through curtain seams, it fills my room and all my dreams. This love is light, not light as less, but light like joy and soft caress, like laughter wrapped around the day that whispers high and wants to stay. And I don't need to hold it tight, just feel it rest and bloom just right. So if you ask me what this is, I'll say it's peace and morning kiss. No name, no form, no need to fight, just this, just us. This love is light.
You laugh before the punchline lands. You talk with waving coffee hands. You hum in key, then hum in wrong, and still I find it all a song. You call my cat the wrong old name. You set alarms, then sleep the same. And all the things that some would fix are why I stay through all the ticks. I never needed perfect lines, just little quirks that felt like signs. You smile, you trip, you almost choke, you laugh before the joke. And love, I swear, is not a plan. It's watching you drop peanut jam. And when they ask me why you stay, I say you laugh and skies turn gray into the brightest kind of smoke. You laugh before the joke.
No need for names carved into trees or locked in time with anniversaries. We live like sketches not yet sealed, but somehow that's what makes it real. You never say the perfect line, but hold my hand when I decline. You never ask what this should be, you just show up and sit with me. No guidelines hold, no lines contain, and yet we bloom without a frame. We're good without a frame to hold. No corners sharp, no colors bold, just wandering in shape, and there you smile, and I know I'm there. You hum a song that has no tune, I dance alone in living room. We don't define, we don't restrain, and yet we're whole without a frame. I never asked you to be more. You never tried to keep a score. This isn't need, it's not a line, but darling, it's the realest kind. We're good without the vows or claim, without the edge, without the name. You show up, love me just the same, and I stay. Without a frame.
I turned the key and pushed the door. Same squeaky hinge, same quiet floor. The light still bends across the bed, as if you're here, just sleeping in. The rings soft and low, like memories that never go. And though it's empty now, just dust, this room remembers us. The curtain sways like when you dance in Sunday socks and second chance. The chair still leans the way you sat, still creaks a joke, still holds your laugh. My sweater's hanging on the wall, the one you wore when nights would fall. It holds no scent, just silence hushed, but the room remembers us. Every corner, every beam is haunted not by ghosts but dreams. The clock still ticks, the plants still lean toward where your shadow used to be. I breathe in slow, I touch the frame. Your photo smile still looks the same. It's me that changed beneath the rust, while this room remembers us. I tried to move, I changed the paint, but love like that, it leaves a stain. The record player won't forget the way we danced without regret. The ceiling's cracked where you once stared, while dreaming things we never dared. Now dreams just echo in the dust, and the room remembers us. We think we leave, but something stays between the walls, between the days. Your voice still lingers in the air when I pretend you're always there. I call your name, it doesn't fade. This room keeps what I can't evade. It doesn't ask, it doesn't fuss, it simply remembers us. The bed still sighs beneath one side. The mirror shows where you would hide. I live around what used to to be a history I cannot flee. No matter how the seasons change, the shadows stretch but feel the same. And I just sit because I must in this room that remembers us. Till the phone now fades to still, but something here is breathing still. Not you, not me, not even us. Just a room that won't give up. You rest your elbows on my table, talk through toast like it's a fable. You point at crumbs and say they dance. I grin, I nod, I lose my stance. No dinner date, no suit, no lace, just sunlight sliding down your face. You reach for jam, you spill a drop. I watch and wish time wouldn't stop. I think I fell somewhere mid-sentence when you said maybe love's just presence. You didn't mean to be poetic, but darling, your coffee's cold, the news is old, but something warm is taking hold. You stretch, you yawn, I feel the wave of something simple, soft and brave. Your elbows rest and I confess, this is love in breakfast mess. You never asked me to explain why I still sing your name in rain. You never questioned how I knew that tea was best in mug of blue. You didn't try to be profound, just sat beside when I broke down. And I found my words in that, in silence, where your comfort sat.
You never needed to ask if you were loved or worn like task. I showed it in the way I stirred your morning oats without a word. Love's not a riddle or a test. It's showing up and giving rest. You never needed to be more, just who you were when at my door. And that was always more than task. I loved you, never had to ask. I walk the street where we once laughed, the same old cracks, the same worn path. The cafe's still on second lane, but something's gone, it's not the same. The neon blinks a softer blue, the rain comes down like deja vu. But though the world still turns somehow, that street doesn't know me now. The window shop you used to love still hangs that dress you dreamed of. The record store plays vintage soul, the kind you'd hum when you felt whole. I pass the bench we used to claim, 2 cups of tea, no need for names. I sit alone, head slightly bowed. That street doesn't know me now. Everything's in place, but I'm a ghost, a passerby who hurts the most. The sidewalk's smooth, the lights still glow, but none of them recall or know you took the meaning when you left. And though the map still shows the route, that street forgot what we were about. I thought perhaps the walls might speak, or hear the shoes I drag each week. But bricks can't hold what hearts erase, and love can vanish without trace. Your laughter used to fill this space, now all I hear is just my pace. The rhythm slow, the silence loud, that street doesn't know me now. I changed my hair, I changed my name, but still I walk this street the same, hoping some crack in time would show a version of the us I know. But cities move and people fade, and even echoes can betray. The past we thought we'd walk forever is gone like shoes that fit no better. That street where love once learned to breathe has exhaled all its memory. No sense of you, no trace remains, just window lights and midnight trains. I turn and walk, the city spins. A place once home, now just pretend. The road ahead, the question how. That street doesn't know me now.
The roads play soft like fading dreams, a final chord, a missing theme. And though I swore I'd find you somehow, even this street doesn't know me now.
We walked along that narrow street, two shadows drifting out of beat. The sun was low, our steps unsure. We knew too much but wanted more. The piano played like falling rain, each note a touch, a trace of pain. I almost reached to pull you back, but silence held me in its track. You glanced at me, then faced ahead. Your eyes said all we left unsaid, 1,000 words behind your stare, but none of them would linger there. I wonder now in quiet rooms if you recall that afternoon when love still had a chance to breathe, but we let it slip beneath. If we had turned around, would we have seen that love was on the ground, caught in between the fear to speak and hope too loud? If we had paused instead of bowed, would we have saved what slipped somehow? If we had turned around. The café still remember us, in window seats and quiet fuzz. Our laughter carved into the air, still echoing though no one's there. I sometimes sit there all alone, pretending you might check your phone and smile the way you always do, as if the past could be made new. We didn't fight, we didn't fall, we just grew quiet, that was all. And when the road began to bend, we both walked straight and missed the end. No one said stay, no one said go, we just kept moving soft and slow. And now I haunt the space we found, wondering if we turned around. If we had turned around, would we have seen the light still dancing on that green, the song still playing low and proud, the chance we missed without a sound? I carry that day like sacred ground, the one we left without turning around. I don't know why I love you most when you're in socks and eating toast. No deep epiphany to sight, just feels like morning turned to light. You don't need lines or flowers rare. I love the way you comb your hair, with fingers quick, no mirror shown. You're my favorite, no reason known. I tried to list the reasons why you make my heart feel soft and high, but every time I write
just around. I love you when you yawn mid-song, or say the lyrics all dead wrong. And when we lose track of the tone, you're still my favorite, no reason, no. Some people need their why and how. I just need here and need right now. You walk, I follow just because you are, and that's what magic does. No story grand, no stars alone. You're my favorite, no reason, no. It's not the way you hold my hand, it's how you let me steal your flan. It's not the words or what you do, it's how you feel like home come true. You don't have to be the best or pass some cosmic lover's test. You sit beside me and I'm shown you're my favorite, no reason, no. I used to watch the morning light, like maybe you'd come back at night. Each sunrise felt like some small test to see if I'd forget or rest. The violin begins to cry in tones too soft to justify, but something shifted in the weight the day I didn't wait. No more glancing at my phone or dreaming of a voice unknown. No steps imagined down the hall, no messages I missed at all. I didn't sit beside the door or count the seconds like before I made my tea. I filled my plate that day. I didn't wait. It wasn't brave, it wasn't loud, no curtain call, no cheering crowd, just silence draped in steady light that didn't burn, that felt just right. And though you're stitched into my hair, I didn't reach, I didn't stare, I let the moment choose my fate. The day I didn't wait, I wore the scarf you used to hate, I passed the park, I stayed out late, I let the sky just be the sky, not some old map of your goodbye. The violin swayed soft and low, like telling me I'm free to go, and maybe love still resonates, but not in how I wait. Some let go with tears or rage, some tear out every line and page, but mine was quiet, warm and slow, a final breath I didn't know. I didn't fold your name away or burn the things you used to say. I simply stood not looking back and felt the stillness hold no lack. I didn't pray, I didn't plead, I didn't feed the old worn need. I watched the sun set down the lane and didn't whisper you again, The heart can learn to close a gate with neither anger nor debate. Just one soft day to dissipate the day I didn't wait. The violin plays one last thread, a ribbon tied to all we said, but now it floats and doesn't ache. The day I didn't wait.
You didn't fix me, I wasn't broken. We never rushed, we left words unspoken. Just two shapes that softly pressed and found a peace inside the rest. You love your books with dog-eared pages. I hum the same three chords for ages. We didn't clash, we didn't fold. We just began, not bought or sold. We fit without the need for glue. No jagged pieces to like stones that meet beneath the stream. We held like paws inside a dream. It's not about the fight or fire. It sees, it's calm, it's soft desire. So let them chase the sharper line. I'll take your hand and you'll take mine. No shaping needed, no distress. We fit without the edges pressed.
You lent me books, I stayed too long. You played old jazz, I hummed along. We didn't plan, we didn't try. We just kept laughing through July. You liked my shoes, I liked your tea. Then suddenly it felt like we. No fireworks, no curtain call. We didn't mean to fall. You said just friends, I said okay, but stayed for lunch and half the day. You fixed my sleeve, I fixed your light, then found you in my dreams each night. No moment huge, no shouted claim, just quiet hours that felt the same. We never drew it on the wall. We didn't mean to fall. It wasn't fate, it wasn't loud, just gentle days inside a cloud. A nod, a glance, a buttered roll that somehow slipped into the soul. We didn't plan, we had no goal, just held a cup, then filled the hole. And maybe that's the kind that stays, the one that grows in simple ways. No plot, no twist, no need to stall. We didn't mean to fall. As we do right now. I still fold the napkins just so. Put yours on the left where it used to go. I light one candle, dim the light, and wait for you like every night. The clarinet begins to play a melody that won't go away. And though I know you won't walk through, I still set the table for two. I pour the tea, let yours cool down. Pretend you're just across this town. I leave your chair slightly turned, the way you did before we learned that love can fade without a fight, can disappear without goodnight. And though I try to start anew, I still set the table for two. The world says move on, I nod and smile, but only walk another mile inside the house where habits stay and ghosts of you don't drift away. I cook the meals we used to share, the silence pulls out every chair. I taste the past in every stew. I still set the table for two. I hum the tune you used to hum, the clarinet, it lingers dumb, as if it too forgot the end, or waits for you to play again. Your photo leans against the wall, you're laughing there, untouched by fall, while I grow older with the view, still setting the table for two. I tried to change the dining set, I packed your plates, tried to forget, but found them back in place by dawn, as if my hands were not my own. There's comfort in the things we keep, in tiny acts before we sleep, like pouring drinks for who we miss, or tasting love in emptiness. Oh, the world moves on, but I sit still. set the table for two. So if you ever come around and find this place and hear that sound, you'll know I never let you through. I just kept a seat for you. The sun is low, the street is bare. I zip my coat against the air. Your name no longer stings my tongue, just rests there, quiet, set, then gone. The flugelhorn begins to play a tone that neither begs nor stays. And though you linger in my rhyme, I won't look back this time. Coffee shop, your favorite chair still holds the shape you left back there. But I walk past and do not pause. No sudden ache, no need to cause. I see your shadow in the glass, but don't slow down. I let it pass, I've held too long what wasn't mine. I won't look back this time. No need for closure, no more calls, no replayed fights, no second falls, no letters torn or doors slammed shut, just silence where we once lit up. It's not regret, it's not goodbye, it's simply learning not to try to drag the past into the climb. I won't look back this time. Flugelhorn sighs in the dusk, like letting go of things we trust. And though you shaped a part of me, I don't need you to set it free. Love isn't always meant to stay, sometimes it's born to fade away. We had our song, it had its chime, but I won't look back this time. I carried photos in my head of words you almost never said. I made a shrine from could have been, then tore it down from deep within. And in that space I learned to stand without your voice, without your hand. Not bitter, not erased, just fine. I won't look back this time. A page I love to read, but now I plant a different seed. Not mourning you, not seeking truth, just leaving room for something new. I walk ahead, the light is kind, no ghost to chase, no past to bind. And if you fade outside the line, I won't look back this time. Flugelhorn plays one last breath, as soft as time, as close to death. And as I walk, the dusk aligns. I loved you once, but not this time. If I had said I'm sorry then, would you have stayed or left again? Would time have bent beneath the weight of words I whispered far too late? The piano hums a minor key, regret in every melody. A song I play alone tonight for didn't right. I raised my voice when I should have knelt. I ran from truths I should have felt. I filled the room with quiet pride, while love stood lonely, locked outside. You waited there with open hands, while I drew lines across the sand, and never crossed or even tried. I let you hurt and never cried. If I had said I'm sorry right, instead of walls, instead of spite, would we have found a softer shore, or circled back to something more? But silence built its heavy frame, and all I gave you was your name, when what you needed was my grace, not quiet in your place. You closed the door without a sound. I watched the rain just fall straight down. I thought you turned, demand I speak, but I stood frozen, proud and weak. And now the keys beneath my hand are softer than I ever planned. Each note a sigh, a too late plea of what I owed but couldn't free. Apologies can't change the past, but sometimes they can make love last. And I mistook your need for space as something time alone could trace. But healing asks for something true, a voice, a hand, a heart that knew. And mine stayed still and let you break for fear my guilt might ache. If I had said I'm sorry when your eyes first dimmed, your breath grew thin, if I had held you close, not back, we might have found our fading track. But now the words are shadows thin, just echoes in this room I'm in. And though I whisper, you won't hear. My sorry comes too late, my dear. The piano fades, the night is still, and I'm alone with what I feel. If I had said I'm sorry true, the one I'd kept might still be you. In another life we stayed. We chose the fight, not the escape. You brewed the coffee, slow and kind. I kissed your neck from time to time. The guitar hums a softer truth, a world we left in younger youth. Close my eyes and there we lay. In another life we stayed. The dishes piled, but we just laughed. We danced through storms and aftermath. You held my hand through every doubt and never once just walked out. We said the words we never spoke and stitched each tear before it broke. No silence here, no games we played. In another life we stayed. In this one we drifted with things left unsaid, but somewhere we made it and shared the same bed. We fought off the quiet and kissed through the gray. In another life I see us now on front porch swings, your laughter tied to early springs, a little dog we named for fun, a house that glows when day is done. The future bends a different route, but I still feel it all play out. A softer thread unfrayed, unswayed. In another life we stayed. It haunts me sweet, it hurts me kind, to know that love lives in the mind. We lost too soon what we could build, a home that still remains unfilled. And though this life has gone its way, that virgin lingers every day, where every choice we feared to make, we made and never let it break. In this one we fractured like glass in the sun, but there we held tightly till the end was none. We turned from the silence and faced every rain. In another life we chose to remain, with all we lost and all we prayed. In that soft world we stayed, the guitar fades in honest blue, a melody that once was true. And though you're gone, my heart has made a home where we still stay. We danced through streets we never named, your laugh lit sparks I never tamed. A summer blur, a skyline chase, a stolen kiss in secret space. The roads would hum beneath our talk as moonlight followed every walk. The world was ours in scattered light. Back then we didn't fear the night. You called me home with just one glance. We lived inside a timeless dance. No clocks, no rules, no need to stay. We let the sky decide the day, but time, it doesn't hold its breath. It moves with soft and certain death. And though we tried to grasp its thread, we lost our rhythm step by step. Back then we were infinite, the kind of fire time can't forget. Before the echoes filled the room, before goodbye became our tune. I see us laughing in the dark, still chasing stars, still leaving marks. But and smoky tone, but I replay it all alone. And though I know we won't rewind, we were infinite in time. There's a coffee shop we used to know, where time would melt in golden glow. Your hand would reach before the steam and pause like holding on to dreams. The father run would gently chime, like glass suspended out of time. I close my eyes and still I see that moment resting quietly. The photographs have lost their hue, but I can still remember you, in winter coats and reckless plans, with future written on your hands. We never guessed how fast it breaks, how love like glass begins to ache. I watch it now, too far to grasp, a frozen breath, a silent gasp. Moments in glass we held too tight, trying to save a flame from night. You smiled like spring, but left like snow, and I was slow to let it go. Now every echo pulls me past into the stillness. Moments in glass. We should have fought or maybe fled. Instead we stayed and slowly bled through quiet meals and half-assed things, while holding on to silent strings. The world kept turning, unaware that love like ours had lost its air. But still I hold that final sip, the taste of something we let slip. What do you do with love long gone? Do you rewrite or carry on? I only know it calls at night in shimmering shards of past delight. You told me once some things don't last, but still I trace them in the glass, as if reflection might bring back the warmth we lost along the track. Moments in glass, too sharp to hold, too sweet to fade, too real, too cold. I see us there, just out of reach, the truths we never thought to teach. And though the years will always pass, I live inside these moments in glass. But thy befriend dissolves like dew, and leaves behind the thought of you, a shadow cast, a softened breath, a love left still in time and death.
I thought I heard your keys last night, the jingle near the hallway light. I turned around half full of flame, but no one ever came. The clarinet let out a sigh, like truth too soft to terrify. And in its sound I just admitted you were someone I invented. I pictured you with gentle hands, the kind that never made demands, a voice that soothed the days I shook, a smile that forgave every look. But memory paints kinder lines than what we live between the signs. And now I sit half still, half haunted by someone I invented. You weren't cruel, you weren't kind, you were just human, undefined. But I carved you like sacred art in every lonely, broken part. And now I see the frame I built was made of hope and patched up guilt. And though I loved with all I meant, I loved someone I invented. The coffee cup, the corner shelf still whispers stories to myself. I swear I feel you in the breeze, then realize it's just the trees. You never said the perfect line, you never stayed when things declined. Yet I rewrote each time you left, till truth itself was swept and dressed. Maybe that's what heartbreak does, it edits out the bruises just to keep us warm on colder days. When real love's gone its separate ways, but still I wish I'd faced you true, not clung to what I wanted you. So now I'm more not who you were, but who I hoped you'd stir. I set you down like glass too thin, a story soft with edges trimmed. But real love cracks and sometimes bleeds, and never fits our quiet needs. The curated plays one last thread of what was true and what I fed. And though you're gone, I still lament not you, but someone I invented. The clock on the wall still ticks each hour, but it feels slower since you left. Each chime a ghost, each hand a scar, marking moments filled with what if. The music box begins to spin, a lullaby for might have been the song we played too close to fade. And clocks that stopped too late. You used to set your watch by mine, we'd count down minutes wrapped in wine. The kettle knew our favorite time, and silence came in even rhyme. But now the seconds crawl like doubt through rooms where love has clocks, they stop too late. If time had paused at your last smile, I'd live forever in that while. No need for words, no need to run, just afternoon and setting sun. But life moved on and I remained inside a frame that can't be changed. Regrets a quiet ticking weight in clocks that stop too late. I found the watch you left behind, still stuck at 8:05, aligned with our last laugh, your final call before we let forever fall. The music box plays one last note, a sound that barely dares to float, as if it knew the twist of fate and stopped just seconds late. I beg the moon to slow its turn, I beg the fire not to burn, but stars don't wait for love to stay, and time won't turn the other way. So I collect what can't be held and whisper things I never spelled inside a room too still, too straight, with clocks that stop too late. If you had turned around once more, if I had dared to close the door, we'd still be here beneath this light, inside a moment held just right. But fate arrived a breath behind and left us chasing out of time. Love doesn't age, it dissipates when clocks stop late. The final tick, a hush too small, a music box with no recall, and in the dark I watch and wait for clocks that stop too late. I wrote your name in faded ink, the way you used to smile and think. I folded up the paper slow, like you might read but never know. The cello hums a single line, like memories trapped inside a mind. I write as though the hurt could mend in a letter I'll never send. I tell you things I never said, about the nights I wept instead, about the dreams I let grow thin while waiting for you to walk in. I say I'm fine, I say I'm free, but end with do you think of me? It's selfish, yes, but I pretend in this letter I'll never send. I place it in a drawer unseen, alongside things that might have been. A movie stub, a single key, a photo where you laughed with me. And though the past no longer stings, I miss the weight of certain things, like how we broke but didn't bend. So I wrote
but didn't send. You're probably somewhere far from here, with songs that don't include my fear. You found a peace I couldn't give, a life I only watched you live. But still I speak into the page, like voice inside a silent stage, a monologue with no defense, just a letter without suspense. Maybe you'd smile, or maybe not. Maybe you've truly long forgot. But this is more for me than you, a way to say what's still half true. I'm grateful now for all we shared, even the parts that left me scared. You shaped a love I won't amend, just mark it, never send. I seal it with a breath too slow, and tuck it where the soft things go, among the years I let slip through, along with pieces once called you. And though you'll never read this end, my heart still needed space to bend. So here it is, no need to defend, a letter I'll never send. The cello fades like falling dusk, and leaves behind a quiet trust that some goodbyes don't need to end, just live in letters we never send. You don't say much, but I still hear every breath you draw in near. You don't reach out, you just exist. And somehow still I can't resist. You love like windows, love the light, not holding on, not holding tight. But every time I lose my way, you're here, just there, but here to stay. You love me like in the room, not loud, not sharp, no sudden bloom, but everywhere and all the time, surrounding, warm and quietly mine.
harder knock, a bigger door. But now I see what lifts, what stays, is not the shout, but quiet ways. I breathe, you're there. I speak, you care. You don't arrive, you're always here. So love me soft, love me this way, with no big act, no need to stay. You float, you flow, you're always near. You love me like hair I wear.
I stood beneath the old train clock, a platform cold, a world in shock. Your name was nowhere on the screen, just strangers passing in between. The muted trumpet starts to cry, question hanging in the sky. Did you leave through another door, or did I not wait long enough for more? I wore the scarf you gave last spring, still smells like rain and suffering. I thought you'd come to say it clear, but silence walked and you weren't near. The ticket tore inside my hand, one way, no seat, no promised land. We both said nothing, still said goodbye, but I think I waited at the wrong goodbye. Some hearts part with tears and flames, ours just faded without names. No doors were slammed, no suitcases, just missing time and empty places. You left the room, I shut the light. We both assumed the other might be waiting there, just one reply. But I was standing at the wrong goodbye. I checked my phone for weeks on end, rewrote the text I'd never sent. Your silence grew like ivy green, climbing through my every scene. I found your mug still on the rack, as if you'd one day come right back. But days went dry, then months slipped by. I never knew which bye was mine. If I had said just one more word, would your retreat have still occurred? Or did we both walk out too soon, while love sat quiet in the room? The trumpet sighs, a breath too slow for all the things I'll never know. And now this ache I can't deny. comes from standing at the wrong goodbye. Some lovers fight and others fade. Ours was a script we never played, a final scene that missed its cue. Two exits split with no adieu. You left at dusk, I stayed till night, both thinking we were in the right. But time won't pause or justify that I waited at the wrong goodbye. The muted horn fades out in gray. The train has gone, there's none today. Just echoes, tracks, and one what if that slip between a parting riff. I walk away but don't know why, still waiting at the wrong goodbye.
I found a letter in the drawer with edges curled like waves to shore. Your name in ink, now barely seen. A whisper caught in yellowed sheen. The cello weeps behind each line, as if it knew what we declined. You wrote of hope, of warmer days. I kept it all, but looked away. The date was spring, some years ago. You signed it soft with love below. But I don't think I ever read the words you left when you had fled. I fear the truths they might contain, the quiet weight of all we feigned. So I just tucked them out of view, as if forgetting could undo. Faded letters in the drawer, lines we never answered for. Promises in fragile ink that vanished quicker than we think. Time won't smudge the things we hid. We changed
You wrote, I miss the way you sing, and don't let silence do its thing. You asked me once, are we okay? I never answered, walked away. Now all that's left are words you gave to someone too afraid to stay. And though you begged for one reply, I left your letter high and dry. I wonder if you ever knew that I was scared of losing you. So scared I let you go instead, and let those words go cold, unread. The cello hums the song you'd play when all our light had slipped away. And now I see how much you tried. In every line I once denied, faded letters in the drawer, the kind that ache forevermore. They don't accuse, they only wait. For time to turn or hearts too late. I fold them back with quiet care, as if your voice still lingers there, and shut the past I can't restore. These faded letters in the drawer. The cello fades, the ink grows dim, but in those words I hear your hymn. And though the drawer will close once more, you live inside